This is weird. This is our very first podcast.
Welcome.
This is it. Okay. Welcome to How do I start this?
Welcome to Magical Opinions.
Welcome to Magical Opinions, your new favorite Disney podcast. We are your hosts, Caitlin Wise and
Luke Wise.
And each week on Magical Opinions, we'll ask you to submit your magical opinion, aka your top Disney hot takes. And then each week we'll take the top submissions and we'll discuss them here on Magical Opinions. So this is our very first podcast episode. And we're going to get to the magical opinions pretty quickly here, but we want to give a little bit of backstory before we just dive straight into those, and kind of explain who we are and what we're doing here, how this idea came to be. And then we'll dive into the much awaited questions because we had some really good submissions for just our first week of launching and we're pretty excited about them. So first we're going to talk about just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and your Disney experience.
Well, as I mentioned, I am Luke Wise. I am husband to Caitlin Wise, your host, the most ghost host. So I believe I went to Disney when I was really, really little, and I don't really remember it. Too young to remember it. And so Caitlin and I got married about 8 years ago. And this past year, she was really itching to go to Disney. And so I obliged and we booked a trip. And I was very close to never going to Disney World again because
we picked a really bad time of year.
Horrible weekend. There was had to have been Brazilian holiday.
Plus cheer week.
And that was a newbie move on us.
Big time.
And it was packed. And we've gone, probably we need to go back and count, but 7 or 8 different trips this year alone, whether it be weekend, a couple days here and there. And that is the busiest weekend we've ever encountered. But
with exception to New Year's. With exception to New Year's. I have video proof of the lines from New Year's. That was nuts. New Year's is unlike anything else.
Fair enough. But we don't have video evidence of the other trip.
No, it was not as bad as New Year's.
Okay, I'll give you that. But either way, we had the expectation at New Year's for it to be packed.
Yes.
And we did not for that first trip.
And it was bad. He was like, I'm never doing this again. This is so
We're
ridiculous.
sitting in line at Slinky Dog. And I think they've adjusted a little bit with how many people they let go through the lightning lanes. But that they would let maybe 5 people out of the main, I'm going to call it main cabin, just out of the main standby line, and then clear the entire lightning lane. And then maybe 5 people. And it was taking forever to get through.
Infuriating.
And that was every ride. Every single ride was like that. And then we made it to Epcot. And we rode
specifically we made it to
Guardians of the Galaxy. And that ride was incredible. And dare I say, that year we got annual passes. And so we've now made probably 7 or 8 trips down there this year. We can get direct flights on Spirit. We can make we leave after work on Friday night. Spirit had good flight schedules. We go down there and then we spend Saturday and Sunday. They'd come back late Sunday. It's a direct 1.5-hour flight. And we just hop around. So that's our backstory. I know that was long-winded.
Well, I'm gonna add a little backstory to me. So I kind of grew up going, not when I was like super, super little, but when I was, I think I went my first time when I was like 9 or 10 because I actually turned 10. I spent my 10th birthday at Disney World, which was awesome. My dad had to be down there for work for some reason, so we were there for like, I don't know, 10 days or 12 days or something. And so me and my mom and my sister just like lived life up while my dad was working. And we went to Disney World every day. And because back then the annual passes, and we lived in Florida at the time, so annual passes were like dirt cheap. And so I spent my 10th birthday there. I had the big cake hat that had like the candles on top. I'm sure I have a picture of it somewhere. And like during the parades, like Jafar and like all the characters, it was like the coolest thing to experience as a kid. And then after that, we didn't go for probably till, let's see, I turned 10. I was born in 93, so what is that, 2003? And then we probably didn't go again till 2012, 2013. We did a family trip. We went for July 4th and Christmas in the same year. I don't remember why. And then I think we went again when maybe one more time when I was in college or something. So we went a few times. Like I kind of grew up going and I have that nostalgia, but we weren't like avid go all the time. But I love it. And I was there for some of the greatest Hollywood Studios era of all time, where you had the back. That's a whole hot take in and of itself. That's a whole different discussion.
Oh, is it? I mean, we watched the entire
the lights, cameras, motors show, the stunt car show. Why? I mean, I get Star Wars, but come on, you could have. That inspired a whole generation of kids. I have no doubt of it, and it upsets me that it's gone. Anyways, that kind of has to do with a hot take. So we're gonna wait. And we're gonna get into that at a later date. I do need to hit the brakes. Okay, so that's a little bit about us and how we got to where we're at right now. And we live in Alabama, if that's any type of context. So we're not like crazy far, but we're also not like down the street either. So, All right, the idea for the podcast. If any of you are chronic TikTok watchers, you have seen the "Am I the Jerk for?" and videos where it's like, am I the jerk for? And then it goes into like this whole scenario, and then they discuss the scenario. And I thought, there's not really a Disney version of that. And I feel like there should be a Disney version of that, because if there's one set of people who have opinions about something, it's
Disney fault.
It's Disney adults. It's us. And then we're including ourselves in that description because we have plenty of opinions about it. And I'm like, why are we not having a forum for us to be able to talk about these things? And we're starting with us. We're really hoping to grow this and that you guys love it and feel heard. And we can get some awesome Disney creators on here to talk about.
And maybe inspire Disney to change for some of your opinions. Who knows?
Disney.
If we grow this big enough,
Disney, you better hit the subscribe button.
Like and subscribe, Disney. But maybe, if it grows big enough,
you don't know.
They may see if it's a big enough platform, and as many people comment on there and are hot and heavy on it. You never know.
Maybe they'll have a couple people on there low key listening.
We are having a very, very big picture painted for ourselves right now.
I like to think.
Hey,
that we're going to change the world.
Shoot for the stars.
Disney World.
And you may hit the moon. Is that the saying? You at least made
it's like shoot for the moon, aim for the stars, and you'll aim for the moon, and you'll land amongst the stars.
Something like that.
I don't know.
You made it outer space.
Google it. Mission space, which is a topic of today's discussion. And we're going to get there. All right, so that's us. That's the podcast, the kind of general idea of it in a nutshell. And now we are going to dive into the top submissions. So here's the format. I'm going to read who submitted it, where they're from, and their magical opinion. And then we will start by saying initially gut reaction, agree or disagree. Then we'll have a little change my mind discussion where we'll try and change each other's minds, discuss why we believe or disagree with the statement. And then at the end of our discussion, we will come back and say if we still agree or disagree with the statement.
Sure.
All right. Our very first magical opinion.
Wow.
Wayne from North Greenbush, New York. I hope you feel special because you are our very first magical opinion. All right. So Wayne from North Greenbush, New York. His magical opinion is, everyone complains when this ride changes or they close this to open that. Stop. Walt said it's supposed to be ever-changing. Stop wishing progress would stop based on your nostalgia. Hours upon hours of market research goes into every ride and change. Keep moving forward. Agree or disagree?
3, 2, 1.
Agree.
Okay.
I'm really torn on this one, though. I almost went disagree.
There are parts that can be disagree because... Go ahead.
This one just feels... It doesn't feel as black and white.
It's a very gray area because the nostalgia is what makes Disney what it is, a.k.a. Tomorrowland. That's a whole land. No, I say that. You have Tron. That's a modern day movie.
Kind of. The original movie, I think, was like from the 80s. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. Wow. I'm a Disney noob in that sense. Wow. Duh.
I think there was like a movie in the 80s and then maybe the early 2000s, and then they just made the new one.
But I think the whole premise of Disney is built on nostalgia.
Yes.
Because you build these movies that pull people in, that make people feel a certain way.
Correct.
And then they step into the land like they're in part of said movie.
Yes. I think that's the reason that they're so good at what they do.
Nostalgia. That's what differentiates Disney from Six Flags. There's no story behind Six Flags.
They input you into this story. That is 100%.
So there is nostalgia that's there. So you kind of have to, as new movies come out, there's going to be like your Moanas in Frozen. So that's your new age.
You're creating nostalgia for a new generation.
Correct. So things are going to change. Go ahead.
Here's my struggle, and I'm going to give 2 examples. Okay. The first example, I think it depends on what the change is. I think when it comes to like rides and creating new adventures, like, okay, I'm actually going to give 3 examples here. Number 1, Dinosaur. Dinosaur has been like one of my favorites since starting to go to Disney World. Okay. I love Dinosaur. But do I agree that it's time for change? Yeah, I think that entire area is going to be incredible. I think it's definitely time for change. And it's okay that that is updated, right? So I have no issue with that. Even though it's nostalgic for me, it can become something new and something better.
Right.
I agree. People are going to be upset about that. But number 2 second type of change. In 2020, or really 2019 was the last year, but 2020, they changed it to having projections on the castle at Christmas time in place of the Christmas lights on the castle. Ooh. That, and I understand it was because of COVID and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're past that. It's 2025. The world's not ending. And why not go back to the magical Christmas lights? I understand some people like the projections.
Oh, come on. No, you can't beat authentic real Christmas lights.
So that's where I struggle with
but I don't know.
That's where I struggle with change. I agree with change in the park is good, but I disagree with less effort.
I agree. And I guess I don't remember the Great Movie Ride. But that's a change that
was devastating. That was a change. Go ahead.
Well, it's just, to me, the theming makes no sense. You walk in.
It's for the Great Movie Ride? In Hollywood Studios?
Okay, and you're on a runaway railroad. No, I'm saying
runaway railroad doesn't make sense. 100% doesn't. Runaway railroad should be in Magic Kingdom.
But that's what I'm saying is the outside, the aesthetics of the building.
It's the Chinese. It's the Chinese theater from in New York, right?
Yeah, and so then you get on there, and it's about Mickey and Minnie going on a picnic, and it makes no sense. And I know maybe there was some.
I think it's supposed to feel like you're stepping into a comic, right? Like it's supposed to feel, because you see the movie posters for it was you're like going in, whatever, and it's supposed to feel like you're stepping into a comic. I think that the comics, it's just not. I'm not trying to hate on the Imagineering here. I just don't like the way that they're drawn. It just feels cheap in a way. Yeah. And it feels like it doesn't fit. And honestly, that's a whole, man, I don't know. I'm starting to disagree with Wayne. I'm sorry, Wayne. But I think they have stripped Hollywood Studios from everything that I think change is good if the right change is made. And maybe
they're getting into your nostalgia.
No. Actually, no. Because, hold on, let me argue this for a second. No, this is not about nostalgia. Hollywood Studios, I think they even used to produce inside of Hollywood Studios. Like there was correct me if I'm wrong here. I think there was actually a production piece inside. I'm going to Google this. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'm going to Google this.
We're waiting.
Yes, movies were produced in Hollywood Studios, and a specific example is Disney's Hollywood Studios, which operated as a working studio from 1984 to 2002, producing films like Lilo and Stitch and Mulan. So it used to be a working studio. They had the backlot tour. They had the motor show, the motor car show, where they actually showed how they used to do stunts and produce movies. They had the which I know they're bringing back Art of Animation, which is fantastic. But you could actually learn how to draw to see how they animate. The whole premise, and they had the Great Movie Ride, which took you through all of these classic movies. So the whole premise of Hollywood Studios was that it was like, and then they had the New York strip. It was like a movie set. They had this like whole street that looked like a movie set. The whole premise, and then in the back, anyways. Well, I'm continuing. they had the whole movie set. And so the whole premise was that Hollywood Studios was a studio.
Right.
And now Hollywood Studios is Star Wars, Runaway Railway, inside the Chinese theater. They removed the backlot. They removed all the things to make room for Star Wars. And they stripped. There's nothing studio left about it. So I think Wayne, it really begs to wonder.
Did Hollywood Studios lose its identity?
100% it did. Did they make the right decisions? I don't think so.
I beg to differ.
Change my mind.
I did not get the chance to go with you on Star Wars the first time because you took a trip with your friend. And you came back gasping still audibly about Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, walking into that room.
I did.
You have only told one story or so about the Gaslight, car show, whatnot, until the other night. You talked about it briefly once, and then you talked about it last night. But I can't tell you how many times you said, that's just incredible, that ride, how they immerse you in that ride.
I agree. It is. It's incredibly immersive experience.
And then you're about to have Monsters, Inc.
I agree. And I think it'll be incredible. I am so torn on this because I do think that they did lose a lot of the charm, and I'm glad they're bringing back the art of animation.
Can I throw a hot take?
Yeah.
That you're not going to
go for it.
Now, I know it's hard because we were sitting here watching TV, and it's really cool to see. But I got a little bored of the car show sitting here. It was cool, but it felt redundant. They did the same circles over and over again.
And they showed you were like, how did they do that? And then they were like, this is how we did it. We produced these cars and we produced. How many kids do you think that inspired to become stunt drivers, to become producers, to become mechanics and build creative things?
So no kids decided to become producers off of Star Wars?
No, they probably want to be Darth Vader. I've never seen Star Wars.
Oh.
I take that back. I've seen pieces of like one of them. That's not the topic at hand today.
Losing all your creds. Because now you've shown why you were so mad about losing the car show.
I like Star Wars
You
Land.
have no nostalgia to Star
I'm
Wars.
sorry, Galaxy's Edge. I like Galaxy's Edge. I do. I think they did an incredible job.
I wish we could go back and look and see how many people were attending the car show compared to your average wait time for Rise of the Resistance.
But it's not just the car show. It's also the backlot tour. And hold on. I'm not just talking about Star Wars here. I'm also talking about the fact that there is nothing left studios in Hollywood studios. Right? So the whole premise is Wayne said, stop complaining about ride changes. And I think
let's cue on that. Because he's saying ride changes. So let's take that specifically, Rock and Roller Coaster.
I have thoughts.
Do I watch the Muppets? No.
I think everyone overreacted about the Muppets.
But is it the end of the world that Aerosmith's gone?
No, it's not. I don't really care.
Is the launch going to still launch you just as fast? Yeah. Are you still going to just be screaming like, this is awesome? Yeah. Are you going to be on there going, it's the Muppets. I'm not going to enjoy this super awesome launch. Like, get over yourself, people. Come on.
I could care less if it's Aerosmith.
Honestly.
I just don't really, I guess I was just never a fan of the Muppets to begin with. And I think everyone wildly overreacted about the Muppets being gone. They were like, not the Muppets. And I was like, when's literally the last time you went into the Muppet Courtyard?
That last day was the longest line the Muppets ever saw.
In the history of its life.
Not even opening day. You probably had that
accumulated. Yeah. That was dramatic. All right, I'm going to agree. I'm going to, sorry, now we have to determine. Do you feel good in your argument?
They took away our pizza.
They did take away our pizza. I am pretty upset about that.
We'll get on that train with you.
All right. Do you feel good about your argument?
I do.
All right. We'll say in 3, 2. Oh, wait. Okay. So let me repeat it one more time. Everyone complains when this ride changes that they close this to open that. Stop. Well, Walt said it's supposed to be ever changing. Stop wishing progress would stop based on your nostalgia. Hours upon hours of market research goes into every ride and change. Keep moving forward. Do you still agree or disagree?
I still
3,
agree.
2, 1.
Agree.
Agree. Yep. All right, Wayne.
Gonna have to say that's a W in my book on that one.
That was a great question, Wayne. We really enjoyed that one, as you can't tell. All right. Our second of 3, so we have one more after this. Our second magical opinion comes from Jessica in Hewitt, Texas. She says her magical opinion is, it is so important to have at least one day in your trip to enjoy non-park activities and to rest a little.
So are we counting it down?
3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Middle of the road.
You can't middle of the road it.
No,
you can't. You have to
pick
one.
Circumstances.
No. Pick one.
Then I'll go disagree.
Okay. Why?
I'll let you start.
I do agree that I think it depends. I think it depends on if you have kids.
Right. And that's my big argument.
And I think it depends on how much money you're spending to stay in which resort.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because taking an off day at the All-Stars Resort versus taking an off day at the Grand Floridian, 2 different vibes.
What are you saying? The All-Star pool is not good?
No, I think the pool's great, but I'm talking about the activities that they provide. These deluxe hotels provide incredible activities
like
for your kids to do. Yeah, like at the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, you know, all these,
that could be a day in a park day, quote unquote, in
right.
itself.
But the cost of the hotel, you're also getting all these like incredible perks. So yeah, you're not at the parks, but you're doing some pretty cool stuff at the hotels.
We don't know about that. We stay in
now. Hold on,
Pop
I saw
Century.
a sign at Pop Century the last time there were kids could make tie-dye shirts. So there's still activities. Granted, I'm sure there was a cost.
poppers.
I'm sure there was a cost associated with that, but
maybe not.
But nonetheless, I think they're doing better. Disney has seemed to make some steps, but I do think it depends on if you have kids. And I think if you have kids, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree. We don't have kids, but I'm gonna agree because if we went with our nieces and nephews, I would absolutely.
But it's hard because we have annual passes.
And I think it depends on how long you're going.
I can't not promise that even if we were going with our nieces and nephews, that one of those mornings I wouldn't just hop over and ride Guardians at Rope Drop.
I think she's talking like full day though.
Right. No, I agree. And
I still think though. Sorry, continue.
That goes to the kids thing. That also goes to there's different circumstances. Are you paying flat out for tickets? Or do you have annual passes?
Yes.
And also it depends on how long you're there. Because if it's 3 days, I'm going the whole time.
Yeah.
But if it's 7 days,
we're working in a day, baby.
We are rested by the pool.
Yes. There's just so many factors for this one.
It's a very weighted question.
Disney is like, there's so much planning that goes into it, and there's so many factors. And like you said, how long you're going to be there, how are you paying for your tickets? Because also, okay, you're there for 4 days. Were you doing park hopper or are you doing individual days? Okay, you're doing individual days. Great. Then you have one full day for each park. Magic Kingdom, you can go the whole day nonstop. That's maybe like your first day, you're all in. And then maybe the second day, you do Hollywood Studios and you could take a break in between, come out, take a nap, and then maybe go back in that afternoon. Animal Kingdom, you could do the same thing. And then, even Epcot, you could come out and go in. You could do that with Park Hopper. Yeah. So I think Magic Kingdom is like the one park where like you need a lot. You need some time, right? Especially if you have kids, you need time to go through that park.
Yeah.
But the other ones you could still take a break in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I would add that as a hot take.
As well.
Magic Kingdom's a first day park.
I think it is.
You're lively. You're ready.
You're excited.
There's a lot of rides and a lot of lines you're going to be waiting in, and you don't want to hit that day 4, and your kids are tired and it's hot. Even in November in Orlando, it's not cool.
Nobody's yelled at each other yet.
Yeah, you're fresh, and you can go all day at Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Animal Kingdom's the last park day
for sure, no doubt. No,
close it down early, 5 or 6 o'clock.
You're right.
Go to bed. Get ready for the airport the next day.
I think you might
if
be
you're
right.
flying out.
I think you might. And then you could go grab like dinner at Disney Springs if everyone's still feeling up to it.
Yeah.
And you do. That's another piece of it. To defend Jessica here, you do still have Disney Springs.
I think we have to get to the bottom of, on average, people are not budgeting time. I will say, I don't know. Don't jump on me too hard. I don't think people are budgeting an extra day just for a hotel to go to Disney just because it is so expensive. I think they're trying to maximize their time while at the parks.
Okay, I'm gonna pull some.
Because people from Wisconsin can go swim in the pool in Wisconsin.
You're right.
They can't go ride Slinky Dog in Wisconsin.
I agree with that.
And I think that's my argument.
If you're gonna sleep at home.
Yeah.
If your children are gonna scream
Scream at home.
they're gonna scream by the pool. Probably. I don't know. I feel so bad because we don't have kids.
I know.
So that's as parent from a parental standpoint.
Hold on. We do have. I have a brother and his wife love to go to Disney, and their little girl, she loves Disney as well. And I would argue Connor is on the rest day boat.
You're right.
He's on the rest day.
You're
week.
right. It's
But
the
Lindsay
parents that need the break.
Is in the go full time.
But the kids probably need the break and they don't know they need the break. Right? It's the same way that kids.
I don't know.
It's the same way at 10 p.m. A kid's like, I'm up. And you're like, you need to sleep. You're psycho. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give a little statistic here. The average length of stay at Disney World is often cited as 4 to 7 days, as families find this to be a good balance for experiencing the main attractions without feeling rushed. So I go back to my argument here is I disagree, because if you're there for 4 to 7 days on average, right? We're not talking like 2-day quick weekend trip. Like you're there to spend time.
You're agreeing then.
No, I'm disagreeing. I don't think that you need a full rest day. When if you have 4 to 7 days, especially 7, you can unless it depends, because if you're going to pay for a park ticket every single day. But here's my argument. I disagree, because I think if you're going to be there for that amount of time, between 4 and 7 days, I think that you should take breaks within the day.
Wrong.
So you agree?
We have 4 kids, and they're $150 a pop to go in the park. I'm not paying to go ride Slinky Dog for an hour and go back to the hotel. I can go eat Yachtsman every day for that money.
By yourself. That's a fair argument. And
you're looking through this annual pass holder eyes.
I am. You're right.
Not everyone has annual pass holders.
I am. You're right.
Not everyone has annual pass. Not everyone has the AP. Not everyone is an AP. Gosh,
Here we go.
I can't speak grammatically correct.
All
you
right.
have to look at this as the general census.
I agree. Do you feel good about your argument?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to read her magical opinion once more. Jessica says, it is so important to have at least one day in your trip to enjoy non-park activities and to rest a little. 3, 2, 1. Agree. Wow, we both went from disagree to agree on that one. And you actually convinced me and then convinced yourself.
No.
Yeah, we started as disagree. You were middle of the road, and then you said disagree.
Middle of the road.
Then you said disagree.
I think I said agree. We'll have to check the footage.
We'll have to check the footage. I don't remember.
I think I said agree. Maybe I'm wrong.
Either way, Jessica, you're right. We're agreeing with these. That's 2 for 2 that we agree with you guys. All right. Our third and final.
We talk it out loud, go, dang, that's a good point.
All right. Our third and final hot take. And then we'll have a bonus hot take too. And we'll explain why it's a bonus hot take. But our third hot take comes from Brent in Orlando, Florida, a local of sorts.
Oh. Are you an annual pass holder, Brent?
I like this one too. Okay. Mission Space. Okay. Mission Space, not Mission Earth, Mission Space, right? Mission Space is overhated. It's a thrill ride that you can't find really anywhere else. And while granted, the ride vehicles have shown their age, if Disney is given the chance to get some much needed TLC, this attraction is probably one of the best simulator style attractions in the nation, if not the world. 3, 2, 1. Agree. I need everyone listening or watching to please set aside your personal feelings for Mission Space because of how it makes you physically feel in terms of sickness.
That should speak to the quality of the ride then.
Okay.
If you're getting physically sick off of it, it's a great ride.
Yes. So it works.
You just need a tougher stomach.
It's like the fair rides, right? Where it's like the centrifugal force. If my understanding is correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So centrifugal force. So it's like, when you push up against a wall and you go, right. Okay. Brent, you're right. Like, this is incredible because if you ride the orange version, not the green side, because the green side's pretty mild. It's I think it's pretty good. But the orange side is like, you genuinely, like, your face is pushed back and you feel like you're getting launched into space.
If it had better graphics on the screen in front of you.
Are you kidding me?
That would be incredible.
It would be incredible. And I don't care how it makes you physically feel. And I know it's easy for us to say because we don't get sick on it. But
it's
impressive.
If they could make the ride vehicles, I know this goes into the mechanical aspect of it, and I don't know how it would work because it's a pretty strong rotation. But if they could move the vehicles a little bit to give you a turbulence effect.
Whoa.
So not only are you getting the G-force, but a like shake as you...
So like feel like you're like... Well, they might make the seats shake.
But going
Disney,
through,
that's an idea.
like penetrating through the atmosphere, I guarantee you there's a lot of turbulence.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got rocket boosters attached, you know?
Right.
I mean, that alone is...
Yeah, like that would be incredible.
Oh, Disney, you should do that. Guys, figure it out, Imagineers.
It's only got to be a couple mil.
Well, no big deal.
Come on.
It's fine. But I agree. I think if the pre-show was updated and the graphics inside were updated, it would be a spectacular. I mean, it literally feels like you're getting launched into space.
Yeah.
It feels like you're flying around. You go into the hyperspace, it shuts. I mean, I don't really understand how. I know if you remove the aspect of getting sick.
I think though there's an aspect of claustrophobia for people.
True, that's fair.
Because you are.
It's tight.
I mean.
But that's still a physical aspect.
You're in a cage. I understand where people dislike this.
Yeah.
But to say
totally
it's a bad
that.
ride is not warranted on behalf of Mission Space.
Exactly. Totally agree.
It's a personal thing that you're fighting.
Yes.
Not a ride.
It's you, not the ride.
And that's the hot take.
So, Brent, Mission Space is overhated. I think it's pretty obvious that we both still agree with you.
Agree.
That one's not even hard to argue.
Right.
I would be interested if somebody has an argument against that. Remove your physical feelings about it. 3 for 3. We agree with all of your hot takes. These are great hot takes. Okay, we have a bonus magical opinion here. All right, so we are going to let you guys decide if you agree or disagree via the comments. And the next episode, we will discuss the kind of determining vibe amongst your comments on whether you agree or disagree with this. So we cannot personally speak to it because this is specific to having kids and we don't have kids. So I'm going to give you the bonus magical opinion. This is from Karen and it's spelled Carin. So I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Karen from Charlotte, North Carolina. Her magical opinion is, unless you have an infant, don't take your own stroller. It's tons of chaos trying to get that stroller on and off of transportation. Not to mention, sometimes your kid wants to walk and you don't want to deal with the stroller. On your first day at the stroller rental, buy a multi-day stroller ticket. No dealing with strollers on and off of transportation. You just grab one when you walk in the park. If you don't need it, you just return it for the rest of the day. If your kids want to walk, but they'll be exhausted midday, let them walk. Then midday, go share your ticket and grab a stroller. So ultimately, I think her hot take is, unless you have an infant, don't take your own stroller. Do you agree or disagree? And obviously, we don't have kids.
I'm going to view this as I'm going to throw my own comment on there, even without kids.
Okay.
Disagree. Because I'm viewing if we had kids, you're packing snacks. maybe a cooler with some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave that in the stroller, and you can leave strollers anywhere in Disney, and people aren't messing with them.
True.
So if they want to walk, park it and walk around.
But she points out transportation.
Yeah, but where are you staying? I mean, if you're staying at a Skyline resort, people just hop on it. You walk right on. The kid could be asleep in the stroller and stay on the thing.
But odds are you're going to Magic Kingdom with kids.
Yeah.
So I could see transportation.
Let's hear it from the people.
Yeah, let's hear it from the parents. I want to hear it. Because if I'm looking at this from outside, I tend to agree. And I can't imagine trying to get down to Orlando with the stroller. I could see that would be frustrating. But I also think it would be really nice to just have my own stroller, have my own stuff.
Yeah.
I don't got to like take it in and
That's
out.
my whole point.
But, and also, I think there's a, if you want to pay for it, and if you're going often, if you're an annual pass holder and you're like going over and over again, there's like a company I think that will store your stuff. So like if you have strollers and things like that, they will store it for you. And then when you get there, you just call them and you're like, yo, I need my stroller. And they'll bring it to your hotel. Genius. Google that. I'm pretty sure that exists. That's a genius business. Anyways, parents, you tell us.
You can drop that company in the link below.
I'll look for it. Yeah, I will. I'll look for it and I'll leave it in the link. I'll leave it in the description. All right. So I guess that concludes our first Magical Opinions episode.
If you've listened this far, thank you for coming.
Yes.
And
okay, so let's make sure we didn't tell everyone how to go leave your magical opinion. So don't leave it in the comments because we will not pull from there. We will only pull from comments that are left on our website through our submission form. So if you go to magicalopinions.com, opinions with a plural, and go to our Submit My Opinion page. There's lots of yellow buttons. You can't miss it. Just click on that, and then there's a form, and you can fill it out and give us your opinion, and then we will take the top submissions and talk about them on the podcast. So we can't promise that they'll all be taken, but
thank you to the people who did submit some magical opinions. We are very thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Give the names. What are the names?
Wayne, Karen, Jessica, and Brent. You guys are awesome. You gave some fantastic magical opinions for our very first episode, and we were very, very grateful that you guys took the time to go in and submit your opinions. So we want even more of you to go in and submit your opinions. Like I said, we can't promise that we'll be able to talk about every single person's opinions, but we'll take the top ones and we'll discuss them. So give us your best. We want to hear it all.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Like and subscribe. What would be crazy is setting this up in like Epcot.
That would be pretty sick.
And then we could get live magical opinions.
Can we do that? We may have to. I mean, maybe that's down the road. We're going to have to see if we're able to do that. And then if you guys are interested, like, let us know. And maybe down the road, that's something that we could legitimately do and kind of schedule like a little event for you guys to come and watch the podcast and give your opinions live. How sick would that be?
That'd be gnar, dude. That would totally rock, dude.
Totally rock, dude. Squirt. Noggin.
Thin.
All right, for now, leave them on the website. All right, so you can submit your magical opinions all week, Monday through Friday, and we will only take submissions from the week that they are submitted. So just because yours doesn't get talked about, submit it again for the next week. We want to, we don't know how many people are going to end up submitting, so we want a lot. So submit it Monday through Friday, and then the podcast will launch on the next Monday. So that's it.
That's the magical
opinion.
Go leave
your opinion, your magical opinion.
Thank y'all very much, guys.
Thanks, guys. We will see y'all in 1 week.
Bye.
Bye.